What's up, Israel? It's your girl Shamar. I know. I got some splaining to do. Well, guys, you know how I put that offer out that if anybody needed or wanted, I should say, if anybody wanted to get back to living life, on land, to hit me up, and somebody did, guys. So spend some time um, getting those folks acclimated to that adjustment. Uh, Spend some time getting a new phone, guys. Spend some time finally getting off of that job that was and shout out to my new subscriber. But yes, that job, because Shamar got a job, that job that kept me all mm, working for how many hours a day, guys? I think it was like 13 hours a day. Well, finally that has come to a standstill. So you guys got me back. Um, I'm back researching, and I'm ready to kick things off with these grapes in the background, right? Where in the hell have you ever seen grapes as big as plums? I've never seen grapes as big as plums. I imagine the very first grapes probably, remember they said Noah became a husbandman and he planted a vineyard? I wonder if these grapes would have been from Noah's time, right? You know? hmm Much more healthy looking grapes, right? Now what do we got? Some raisins. All right, guys. So these are grapes that I imagine were similar to what Joshua saw when he came into this promised land. In our last episode, guys, we talked about the politics, right? Don't turn to the left. Sorry, don't turn to the right nor the left, right? Because I told you about this failed leadership that we get to see right now. Joshua is a rare example of good leadership, right, guys? But Joshua has no choice but to be, because Joshua is Ephraim. Joshua is a fulfillment of what was given to Ephraim, guys. The promised land was led into by Joshua, an Ephraimite. An Ephraimite was in command. All right, guys. So remember we talked about the ambitions of our latest candidate 2 weeks ago, who is now elected, right? Number 45 will now be number 47. And I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. I'll try not to harp on this for too long, but we got to, because this is the ride I've been waiting for. All right. It wasn't going to be unless number 47, who was once number 45, was going to be in the seat again, that I knew we would get out of here, because of the proposals of number 47, who was once number 45, right? The ones we went over last week about this black gold, right? This liquid gold that's under your feet, right? He know all about it. He know everything about what's in your promised land, Ephraim, Israel, and he wants it. He wants to tear up the land that Joshua brought us into. He's out of his fucking mind if he thinks my mother's going to let him do that. Number 47, we're going to pull up seats and we're going to get us some popcorn and we're going to watch the wonders that mother's going to allow us to watch, right? She says she's going to mock you in your day of calamity. So I'm pulling up a seat to that. And it couldn't have happened unless this specific person was in the chair. I promise you guys. Do not despair. This is exactly who we needed to be in that seat for me to believe what's going to happen is going to happen. It had to be so bad that when mama comes back, we're going to be practically begging, crying. It says, send for your wailing women, guys. We will be crying. It had to be him. So, guys, I want to talk about this promised land that number 47 think he going to tear up. This land that Joshua and Ephraimite brought us into. This is our land, number 47. You and your people going to be sent back to wherever you come from. But this right here, this land that in your first 100 days of office, you want to crack open? Nah, I wish you would. Mama gonna step in that expansion plan that you have for that Keystone pipeline, that XL, it ain't happening, buddy. You might as well go cool your jets. It ain't gonna happen. So listen to this. President-elect number 45, soon to be number 46 right here, and his allies they've already articulated ambitious plans for his first 100 days in office. That articulate ambitious plans, boy, I promise you that wording reminds me of how Judah came back with a unprecedented, what did they say? That unprecedented energy, creative energy. That's what they. This almost sounds like a very similar wording to that, an unprecedented creative energy, where they write all of those books that now we have attached to our Torah that don't got nothing to do with Israel. Right, guys? This is reminding me much of that language. But anyway, let's move on. He has promised on day one, within the first few hours, in fact, to close the U.S. border with Mexico and launch the largest domestic deportation operation in American history, right? Now, I wonder if those borders will be closed both ways. Anyway, let's keep going. Trump has promised to gut the current president's climate subsidies and resume energy exploration, including offering tax breaks to oil, gas, and coal producers, right? That's the plan. Look at this. We're going to drill, baby, drill. That is his favorite saying. I told y'all about this plan, right? This plan to decimate our land, right? That's why he's rolling around with the Musk character, right? So fair use, YouTube, for the privileges of education and criticism at this time, right? Him and Mr. Musk are running around here who wants to get his hand on lithium, right? Trying to crack open mama. It's exactly what Shamar said. Let's keep going. Trump said in late October at his rally at Madison Square Garden in New York City, I will terminate the Green New scam. That was the Green New plan, right? And will cut your energy prices in half, 50% within 1 year from January 9th, right? Because this mofo loves gas. He's an old dinosaur, right? He don't want to get with the times where everybody's turning to hydroelectricity, what's my other, turbine energy, right? Or even solar energy. No. He wants this gas to remain in place. Okay? And wants to cut the energy prices by 50%, so he says, right? So his main goal is to unwind the policies and resume where he left off after his first term in office. So his first term in office, remember Shamar told you that big oil and gas was his 6th largest donator. Right now, sorry, let me fix this. Sorry, don't kill me. I hope that's better. Right now, big oil and gas is his 4th largest contributor, right? Okay, so obviously they have similar goals here, right? They want to get to this gas. I showed y'all that last week. People are calling, making calls for him. All right, now right here, you're going to see Israel bless Ephraim. Right? Joseph is blessed through them. And he blessed Joseph and said, God before whom my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day. The angel, right? Israel's got an angel which redeemed me from all evil. Bless the lads and let my name be named on them, the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac. Let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand on the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. All right, because he didn't want the brotherly conflict to continue, right? But it has to. That's just the way it goes, guys. It's going to always be like that because Mama blesses the secondborn. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In these shall Israel bless, saying, God, make thee as Ephraim and Manasseh. And he said Ephraim before Manasseh. Okay, so there is clearly a blessing coming for Ephraim and Manasseh, right? Specifically, Ephraim having usurped, like Jacob did, having usurped the oldest blessing. But Joseph did it too, you know what I mean? All right. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass, the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun. Joshua, guys. Joshua is your Ephraimite. Did y'all know that? They don't want y'all to know that because then you would connect the dots that, oh my gosh, you did go to the Ephraimites. Look, watch. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, right? Moses got told, look over there, over there, over there, and over there. Now go die. You won't step foot on this land. All right? It said Moses is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I give to them, even to the children of Israel. So number 47, I'm going to put you on notice. This land ain't yours, homie. You've been put on notice. This land is Israel's. So you and all your crunchy, raggedy ass followers, y'all going to be dealt with just now. Unfortunately, Israel, we do have to live through this. We do. Because of our decisions, but not to fear. We're almost out of here. All right, we do got to put up with this Cheeto for a little while longer, huh? Every place that the sole of your feet shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses, right? From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites. See, remember when I told you everybody who got a problem with Israel, everybody who's ever had a problem with Israel, in the end, going to turn on Israel? Remember I told you about the Hittites? Who do the Hittites roll with? They roll with David. They roll with Judah. Yeah, they do. The Moabites. Okay. Bathsheba was married to one. Okay. And David had no problem following up behind that Hittite, didn't he? Made sure he was on the front line to get killed. So, obviously, this relationship with the Hittite ain't going to go well when they take over their land. So the Hittites later on got a beef with Israel. All right. And it says, unto the great sea, towards the going down of the sun. Why is that important? Well, this is going to tell you exactly where Israel is. Right? The setting of the sun takes place where? In the west. rises in the east, sets in the west, shall be your coast. Okay, so this is Israel coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I shall be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shall thou divide for an inheritance the land. Okay, this land is an inheritance. Okay, it's a family. Look down here. That's a family inheritance. Okay, you don't just stumble upon an inheritance. Why is an inheritance in the family? Any money or property you receive after the death of a friend or a relative is an inheritance. Excuse me, Mr. 47. This land is inherited, okay, to Israel. You're going to be on notice just now, all right? Which I swear unto the fathers to give to them. See? Only be thou strong and very courageous. Please, Israel, right now, be strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper wherever so thou goest, right? This book of the law shall not depart. Now, this is funny because this book that Joshua gives to them, to the Ephraimites, right? Later on, Judah finds this book in their temple, but they can't decipher it, right? They got to take this book of the law to Huldah, an Ephraimite, because they ain't seen this book in so long, they don't even know what the book's telling them, because they ain't the people. They got to go to Huldah, who is an Ephraimite, to get an understanding of what this book says. So clearly, it departed from their mouths, right? Watch what the Creator tell you. Everything the Creator tell them in this paragraph, they clearly stopped doing, because they had to later on go to the Badger, Huldah, my girl, to get an understanding of what this book of the law was telling them, right? This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, then thou shalt have good success. You see that? They weren't meditating on this book day and night. They weren't observing to do all that was written in it. Clearly, if they had, they wouldn't have been so disconnected from it when they found it later on and needed it to be translated, I guess, by Huldah. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage? Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whitherso thou goest. Then Joshua commanded. You see that? Good leadership right here. You don't know nothing about that, number 45, number 47. Nah, you don't. Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host. And to be fair, a lot of them don't know nothing about being no good leader. We don't know nothing about that. We should have never asked for a leader. Remember, y'all? We should have never asked for one. Let's keep going. Pass through the host and command the people, saying, prepare you victuals, for within 3 days ye shall pass over the Jordan to go in to possess the land, which the Lord your God giveth you to possess it. And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to half the tribe of Manasseh spake Joshua, saying, remember the word which Moses the servant of the Lord commands you, saying, the Lord your God hath given you rest, and hath given you this land. All right? The Creator has given you this land. Your wives, your little ones, your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side of the Jordan. But ye shall pass before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them, until the Lord have given your brethren rest, as he have given you. And they also shall have possessed the land which the Lord your God giveth them. Then ye shall return unto the land of your possession, and enjoy it, which Moses the Lord's servant gave you on this side of the Jordan, towards the sun rising. So they got the land going from the sunset to the sun rising. Do y'all see that? Okay. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that you commanded us we will do, and whither shalt thou send us we will go. So whatever you tell us to do, and wherever you send us, we're going to do this, according as we hearkened unto Moses in all things. We'll hearken unto thee. Only the Lord thy God be with thee, as he was with Moses. Whosoever he that doth rebel, okay, against thy commandment, and will not hearken unto thy words in all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of good courage. This is how much they were revealing this Ephraimite. Right? Thy commandment. Okay? You see the kings, and you see the kings, you got a Benjamite first, and then you got a Judahite. Okay? This is, Joshua is not referring to himself as a king. As a matter of fact, here they want to call him the conqueror. Look who else showed up to the party. You know, I've heard that Joshua has a lot modeled after him. You know, a lot of people want to be this man right here, but there can only be one, right? Now, here's the funny thing. When you get to anybody from Ephraim, you're going to wind up with more questions than you got answers. Look at that question mark. Where are the descendants of Ephraim, please? Now, do you see ancestress of Huldah right up here? See that? Now, do you see what I'm talking about and why Rachel is weeping? Because her children are no more. Look, question mark. We press on to one of the sons. More questions than answers. Let's press on another one. Look, question mark again. Let's go to that middle one we skipped. Thale. We got a question mark again. These are all of Beriah's children, who they said Beriah was the one whose children got wiped out from a neighboring tribe because they had done something with the cattle. There goes that question mark again. See what I'm saying here, guys? So why is this the case with Ephraim's children? Because they wanted to wipe Israel out so that they would be remembered no more. Remember that League of Nations that got together? Well, there you go. You're going to wind up with more questions than you will answers as it pertains to Ephraim. You know, they're not going to tell you that Joshua is Ephraim, and they're going to try their best to sneak people up in here. You know, now you're going to have the daughters of Joshua, right? Well, who's in the daughters of Joshua? Some missing generations. You don't say. You don't say. You got Shira, the builder of the clean energy. But what do we got for Shira? Another question mark. I'm trying to tell you something, guys. That's all you're going to wind up with when it comes to Ephraim. Some missing generations. Look at this. This is sad. They're just not going to tell you much of nothing here. You see that? Then they're going to put Jesse Obed. Now, see, this is the sneaky stuff that they'll do. Jesse don't have nothing to do with Ephraim. See, they're going to sneak Leah in here and try to tell you that Asenath might be a descendant of Dinah from when she got raped. Okay. Not happening at all. Asenath don't have anything to do with her, yet they're going to have her with, what was this woman's name? Zuleika? I believe that's it. So just showing y'all how when it comes to Ephraim, you'll wind up with more questions than answers. We already saw Shira. Let me take you guys to the Nun last name. Now, Nun means to propagate, right? Which means to plant, right? Breed specimens of plant or animals. Which means to like kind of cut clones, guys. Y'all know I've done this already, right? So go back and watch my Ezekiel 17 video, guys. This is giving big time Ezekiel 17 vibes. I feel like that's completely talking about Joshua, guys. Sorry about this feedback, and this mic is driving me crazy. I want to take y'all to this last chapter right here for Joshua. I don't know why I'm getting the feedback. Let's try this. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye are witnesses against yourselves, that ye have chosen you the Lord to serve him, and that ye said, We are witnesses. Now therefore put away the strange gods, which are among you, and incline your heart unto the Lord God of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua, The Lord our God will we serve, and his voice will we obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of God, and took a great stone, right, guys? That's a great ebon, right? The stone the builders rejected. That's your women. And set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of the Lord. And Joshua said unto all the people, Behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of the Lord, which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest ye deny your God. Right? They didn't want the stone, the builders rejected. So Joshua let the people depart, every man, right? Every man unto his inheritance, right? Because the inheritance is the woman. So go ahead and choose. And it came to pass after these things that Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance, right? Unlike Moshe, right? No, he's buried in Timnath Serah, right? That's where Joshua is buried, which is in the mount of where? Ephraim, on the north side of the hill. And Israel served the Lord all the days of Joshua, all the days of the elders that overlived Joshua, and which had known all the works of the Lord, that he had done for who? For Israel. And the bones of who? Joseph. Could have been Jacob, right? They could have been glorifying Jacob, but they wanted to make sure that Joseph bones, which the children of Israel brought out of Egypt, buried they in Shechem, in a parcel ground which Jacob bought of the sons of Hamor. So this could have been to any one of Jacob's sons, but yet Joseph winds up in it. So we know who the blessing went to. So let's stop playing ourselves. For 100 pieces of silver. And it became the inheritance of the children of Joseph. Oldest silver mines in the world are right here in the Americas. Okay? Thomas Harriot didn't know what silver was in 1542. It was the natives that told him what the silver was. So we know where they were. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, died, and they buried him in a hill that pertained to Phinehas, his son, which was given him in Mount Ephraim. Phinehas is the one that killed the foreign woman. Let's see, what exactly is 10 Nephthara? An extra portion. Joshua is given an extra portion. See that? Sometimes referred to as an abundant portion. Okay, this land right here, guys. This is Israel's land. Okay? This land is supposed to give us rest. It ain't for you, number 47. You will not be allowed to push your agenda of drill, baby, drill. I'm here to tell you now, that's not happening. So everybody on the front line, you might as well pull up a seat, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be one hell of a show. Mama is not going to play that. You better believe that crunchy Cheeto, that ain't happening. I told you I don't like to get political, but I'm wound up about this land and about that agenda. When you know all of this climate change, so-called, is a result of this drilling. And that's why Moses got told, look over there, over there, over there, and over there. You ain't welcome in here. And that's why everywhere they stepped their foot at was an inheritance to these people right here. It was for Israel. As long as they did this, observe the book of the law. Much love to you guys from the front line. We're going to be watching this thing as it unfolds. Never forget, we had excellent leadership. And this Ephraimite, Israel, you are Ephraim. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys.